Welcome to the Hearth Wanderers. I'm Lana. Today's focus glitch is the cancel method, or the ghosting method if you're referring to decor and not rooms or buildings. There's actually a little bit of confusion around the name of this glitch, mostly because ghosting actually refers to ghosting rooms or buildings where they don't technically belong. While we are cancel placing items, we are also briefly ghosting decor into positions where they shouldn't go. So for the sake of clarity, I'll be referring to this glitch as the cancel placement method in this video. If you'd like to learn more about glitching, please check out my glitch tutorial playlist, which will be linked in the description. So what is the cancel method and how does it work? The cancel method lets you merge items together that normally wouldn't combine due to collision restrictions. This works because the actions we use for this method tricks the game into thinking we are placing an item when we actually aren't. So when you load back into the plot, that item goes back into its original place. Since the cancel method is the base glitch for other methods like floating, sinking, rotating, and flipping, we're going to focus on setting up for these glitches first before creating a merged and sunken table pathway from my original glitch video. You will need a glitch setup wall with 2 walls and 1 industrial wall shelf, small wood pavers, camping log tables, a pillar or any other decor item that's placeable on the ground, a gourmet dessert bowl, and 1 gourmet knife. Put your pillar in the number 1 inventory slot and the tables in the number 2 slot. Place down a small wood paver on the ground near your glitch setup wall. Pick it up and move it over to the industrial wall shelf, but don't place it. Instead, press number 1 on your keyboard. Since the pillar is in the number 1 slot, you will see it pull out of your inventory and in place of where the paver is. Press escape to put the pillar away. Instead of the pillar placing, the paver becomes placed on the wall shelf, but it's not actually placed. We cancel the placement of the paver by pressing 1 to pull out the pillar. So now let's reload and come back. The paver will be in the original position and not on the wall shelf because it's technically canceled or ghosted. Place your industrial wall shelf on the glitch wall about 2 tiles up from the ground. If it's any higher, the table will sink too far down. Place a small wooden paver on top of that shelf. Pick up the paver, move it just below the shelf, and cancel place the paver by pressing 1 on your keyboard where our pillar is placed in our inventory hotbar. Off to the side, place a log table with a gourmet dessert bowl on top of it. Alt-select both of them and carefully place them on top of the ghosted paver. Pick up the paver with the table and bowl attached and place it off to the side. This will sink the log table just low enough to act as a walkable path. I would recommend making quite a few sunken tables before you start laying out to save some time. Now, let's merge the path together using the cancel method. You'll need some kind of reference point to help you line up your next table while the previous one is ghosted. I like to use gourmet knives for that because they're thin and easy to place exactly where you need. Place your first sunken table using Alt-select, then grab your second table and line it up as close as you can to the first. Once it's lined up, take a gourmet knife and mark where the first table ends and then move it back slightly so that the tabletops overlap with one another once we reload. Here's where the ghosting comes in. Grab your first table, just the table, not the paver, and move it off to the side, but don't place it. Instead, cancel the placement by pressing number 1 link to the pillar in your inventory. You'll see the table place off to the side with the pillar initiating that ghost placement. Next, Alt-select the second table, align it with your place knife, and place it normally. Then, swap to another housing plot and come back. When you load back in, the 2 tables will now be slightly merged and perfectly aligned. Once you become more comfortable with this method, you won't need to load and reload after every single table placement. In time, and using the gourmet knives to help you, you can actually cancel place everything in one go. Now let's talk about curved pathways. They're a bit more complicated because when you rotate a table, the outer side swings further out, so you need to compensate for that when placing your knives in the inner corner where the tables will overlap. What I do is rotate the table into the position I want before ghosting it, then use the knives to mark where I want the edges to meet once it's placed. This does take some trial and error, but if you go slow and stay precise, you'll end up with a super polished path. Once I get a rhythm going, I just keep ghosting and placing, loading in and loading out until the path is done. Using the cancel method allows you to merge pretty much anything together, so have fun with this glitch and nurture your wildest ideas to fruition. Good luck, Wanderers, and I'll see you back at the Vista.